getting into all the buzz about Season 2 of Black Ops 6. So basically what we're trying to figure out is, are these new features going to totally revive the game, or is it all a little too late?
It's going to be interesting to see how it all plays out.
Totally. So we're going to break it all down.
Sounds good.
Okay, let's start with something I know a lot of players have been wanting. In-game camo tracking.
Finally, right.
Dexerto says it's finally coming in Season 2.
About time.
No kidding. But I guess the question is, why is it such a big deal?
Well, I think for a lot of veteran players, it's about that nostalgia factor, you know?
Oh, like how it used to be in the older games.
Yeah, exactly. You could see your progress right there in the game. No need to jump out to menus or anything.
Right.
It really keeps you motivated, pushes you to keep going.
That makes sense.
Plus, it's just practical, right? You can adjust your loadout on the fly based on what challenges you're close to finishing.
Oh, I see. Yeah. But the thing is, and Dexerto pointed this out too, a lot of players are saying it's kind of pointless now.
Yeah, I get that.
They've already put in the hours, grinded out all those camos.
So for them, it's like, well, thanks, but where were you a few months ago?
Exactly.
Yeah.
It almost feels like a slap in the face, you know?
It's like finally getting that raise you deserved, but you've already moved on to a new job.
Oof. Yeah. It makes you think about those development cycles, right?
For sure. How do you balance keeping the current game fresh while also working on the next big thing?
It's going to be tough.
It is. But to be fair, they are trying, at least with some of these other updates they're adding.
Oh, yeah. What was that article? Game Ranks, right?
Yeah.
They had a whole list of quality of life improvements.
Oh, yeah, that one. I think some of these changes are going to make a big difference.
Okay, like what? Spill the tea?
Well, first off, they're finally addressing the whole AFK kick loadout situation.
Oh, thank goodness. It's the worst, right? You get kicked for inactivity, come back, and all your gear is gone. What about those challenges? They're always such a pain to keep track of.
Oh, wait, they're fixing that too?
Oh, thank goodness. So what are they doing?
Basically, they're revamping the whole challenge system, making it easier to find, track, and manage everything.
Okay, so no more scrolling through endless menus trying to find that one specific challenge you're working on?
Hopefully not.
Amazing. I feel like my life just got a little bit easier.
Mine too. Oh, and speaking of easier, get this. They're finally adding a pause feature. Party leader can now pause the game.
Oh my God, that changes everything.
I know, right? Finally, we can take bathroom breaks without worrying about letting our teammates down.
Or answer the door without getting swarmed by zombies.
Exactly. It's those little things that really make the difference.
Did you see that Sports Illustrated article about the double XP event?
Oh, yeah. Quad feed, right?
Yep. 6 whole days of double XP, and it just so happens to coincide with 115 day.
Oh, nice. Gotta love good tie-in to the zombies lore.
Right. And it's not just double XP for your player level either. You also get boosted weapon XP, gobble gums, and even battle pass progression.
So basically, if you're looking to level up fast, this is the time to do it.
Exactly. But, you know, it makes you wonder, is this just a temporary boost to get people back into the game?
Maybe. Or maybe it's a sign that they're really committed to making Season 2 a success.
It's hard to say for sure.
It is. But hey, more XP is never a bad thing, right?
True. But I guess the big question is, are all these updates enough to make Black Ops 6 feel fresh again?
Yeah, that's what we're here to figure out.
All right, so let's dive deeper into that in the next part of our conversation.
Sounds good to me. You know, it's kind of funny when you think about it.
What is?
This whole thing with Black Ops 6.
Yeah.
It's like looking in a mirror for the whole games industry right now.
Oh, how so?
Live service games especially.
Yeah. Okay.
They're always changing, always got to keep the players hooked.
Well, that's the point, right? Keep things fresh.
Oh, absolutely. It's just, it puts so much pressure on developers.
Yeah, I can see that.
You got to keep the current players happy, but you're also working on the next big thing.
Yeah, getting the lights on, right?
Exactly. So it's like, where do you put your energy?
Right. Do you fix what's broken, or do you chase the next big hit?
It's a tough choice. And game development, it's not easy.
No kidding.
What might seem simple, like adding camo tracking behind the scenes, that's a ton of code, tons of testing.
Plus, you've got different teams working on different parts.
Exactly. And they're not always in the same building.
Sometimes not even the same country, right?
Easy.
Right. It is. And you've got the business side of things, too.
Oh, yeah. Can't forget about them. Publishers, deadlines, budgets.
Profits, yeah.
It all adds up. It's like this big machine with a ton of moving parts.
So it's not just about what we want as players.
It's about what's actually feasible, what makes sense for everyone.
Right. It's a whole ecosystem.
It is. But it's good to keep that in mind when we talk about these updates.
Yeah, totally. It helps to see the bigger picture.
So let's bring it back to Black Ops 6.
Okay.
What do these Season 2 updates mean for the game's future?
That's the million-dollar question, right?
It is.
Yeah.
Are they enough to breathe new life into it?
I mean, some of those features are pretty great, you gotta admit.
Oh, yeah, for sure. The camo tracking, all those quality of life improvements.
Those are definite wins.
The big wins. But you also gotta wonder, should they have been there all along?
Right. Is it too little too late?
That feeling's tough to shake.
It is. But then you've got things like directed mode in zombies.
Yeah, that's interesting, right?
It is. Like, they're really leaning into the story aspect.
Trying to bring in new players, maybe?
And it seems to be working.
It does. But is it going to alienate the hardcore zombies fans?
Right. The ones who just want to survive as long as possible.
It's a tough balance. You want to appeal to everyone, but you can't please everyone.
It's a pickle, that's for sure. And then there's the double XP event.
Oh, yeah, that's a good one.
It'll get people playing, at least for a little while.
Short-term boost for sure, but will it last?
Hard to say. I guess it all comes back to that balancing act we were talking about.
Right. Short-term fixes versus long-term vision.
Got to find that sweet spot.
That's the key. But, hey, what do you think?
Yeah, we want to hear from you. Are you excited for Season 2?
Or are you over it? Let us know in the comments.
Seriously, your opinion matters. You guys are the ones playing the game.
Exactly. Let your voice be heard.
And while you're thinking about that, we're going to wrap things up with a little food for thought.
Oh, yeah. Love that. Always got to leave them with something to ponder.
Hit me with it.
So we've been talking a lot about developer responsiveness, right?
Yeah, how they react to player feedback.
Exactly. But what if, and hear me out,
Okay, I'm listening.
what if they involve players earlier in the process?
Ooh, okay, that's interesting.
Like right from the beginning?
You're talking about like during development?
Exactly. Get feedback on game concepts, mechanics, all that.
That'd be a pretty big change.
It would. But imagine the possibilities.
Like less frustration when the game actually comes out.
Exactly. Because you've already addressed those concerns.
But that would require a ton of transparency from developers.
It would. And
Oh,
trust from the players.
Yeah, it's like a two-way street.
It is. A real collaboration.
And honestly, is that even possible with a game as big as Call of Duty?
That's the question, isn't it? Could you imagine?
It would be wild. I mean, it's not like players haven't been giving feedback all along, right?
Yeah.
It's just usually like angry forum rants or, whatever.
Yeah, uh-huh.
But what if it was more organized?
Right, like a real system.
Yeah. Like, imagine if studios had people dedicated to just gathering feedback.
Oh, yeah, at every stage of development.
Right. So you're thinking play testing,
For sure.
focus groups, surveys, all that.
Exactly. Get a wide range of opinions.
Make sure everyone feels heard.
It's all about that two-way communication.
But the developers would have to be really open,
Oh, yeah, totally. They'd have to share their vision.
Their struggles even.
Even their failures.
Yeah.
Which is not always easy.
Not easy at all. And players would have to be respectful too.
Oh, absolutely. Constructive criticism,
Yeah, and understand that not everything can be included.
Right. It's a give and take.
It really is.
Right.
And honestly, can you even imagine that level of maturity from gamers?
Haha. Good point. It's a lot to ask.
But maybe, just maybe,
Maybe it could work. We can dream, right?
we can dream. It would be amazing though, wouldn't it?
It would. Like, imagine a game where everyone feels ownership.
That's a powerful idea.
It is. And who knows, maybe someday.
Maybe someday. But even if it never happens,
Yeah.
there's still a lot we can learn from this.
So much. Like, communication is key.
Absolutely. And different perspectives are valuable.
And working together, that's how you achieve great things.
And that's what makes these deep dives so interesting, right?
Totally. It's not just about the games themselves.
It's about the bigger picture, the human side of it all.
So let's keep the conversation going.
Yeah, talk to your friends, share your thoughts,
Let the developers know what you think.
because ultimately we all want the same thing.
Games that are fun, engaging, and fulfilling.
Exactly. And together we can make that happen.
All right, that's it for this deep dive into Black Ops 6.
Thanks for joining us.
Catch you next time.